cleaner, custom look for your vehicle, all without breaking the bank, do we have the product for you. In just a few moments, you're about to watch us install our Precut Taillight Tint, but what you might not know is that Bogart Designs also offers a wide variety of vehicle-specific pre-cut automotive film kits. So from headlight and taillight tints to PPF and chrome deletes, our kits are designed to be easy to install, give you that premium, higher trim look, and do it all without breaking the bank. So if you haven't already, click the link down below to go to bogartechdesigns.com, grab your pre-cut kit today, and let's get started with the installation video.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we have this Lexus IS, and we're going to do the Taillight Tint installation for this vehicle. So this is how the lens looks before doing the installation. And this is how it looks after the installation. So the tint has PPF properties, which means it will protect the lenses from yellowing over time, as well as protect from any small scratches or any road debris that may hit the lens. Link for the product will be provided below, but with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. These are the tools you need for the installation. So before we start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the taillight lens. So we're going to need slip solution, which contains baby shampoo mixed with distilled water. If you're able to remove all the contaminants from the lens with just the slip solution, you should be good. However, if you still have any wax, oils, grease, or any coating on the lens itself or any other contaminants, you can use tack solution, which contains 70% isopropyl alcohol mixed with distilled water. So to prep it, you would just grab your slip solution, spray it onto the lens. And with the clean microfiber towel, make sure to start removing all the contaminants that the taillight may have, and also clean around the surrounding area, just in case if the film does touch the paint, it doesn't catch any contaminants. And then once we're done with the prep, we can start with the installation. Okay, so since we're starting with the driver's side section, we need to make sure we grab the driver's side section of the tint kit. So we're going to start with piece number 1, which covers this section here, which would be this piece right here. Okay, so for piece number 1, grab your slip solution and apply it to the lens and to the adhesive side of the film. And with this one, start aligning the film right on the edge right here. So align it to the edge. And make sure you have it aligned as close to the top here as possible as well. Okay, once you have it on the edge, grab your tack solution, spray it underneath and on top of the film. Grab your squeegee and start tacking down the film. Remove all of the solution that's trapped underneath the film. Okay, and then once you secure it here, just work your way throughout the rest of the film, making sure you remove all the solution that's trapped underneath the film. Okay, and then once we remove all of the solution underneath the film and we make sure there's no water bubbles underneath, we can start sealing the entire edge of the film, that way it doesn't lift over time. So to seal the edges, grab your tack solution, spray it on the edges. Grab your heat device, you can use a heat gun or a hair dryer. Use the lowest setting and apply heat throughout the entire edge, that way we start sealing it. And you can use your microfiber towel also, as you're applying heat to help seal and remove any solution that's trapped around the edges. Okay, so piece number 2 is the only piece that has these 2 cutouts here that fit for this section here. So when you do the installation, apply slip solution to the lens and to the adhesive side of the film and start aligning it right where the cutout is located. So it should be like this, and this one should be aligned as well. So make sure you have both of them aligned. So once you have them aligned like this, grab your tack solution, lift it carefully and apply it underneath, and then on top, grab your squeegee, start tacking it down. Make sure to remove all of the solution that's trapped underneath this section of the film. And then to help remove any fingers that may be around this section here or this one here, you can always lift and help bring the fingers down. So with this one, there's a small little finger here. Just lift. Since we are going to stretch, this finger should become more smaller, that we were able to tack it down more easier. So with this one here, we will need to, at least the bottom section here, we will need to stretch just a little bit so the film is able to curve underneath the taillight here. So we need to make sure this section covers this section here, and this is as close to the edge as possible right here. So lift it carefully and apply slip solution underneath the film. And just stretch down a little bit and then to this section here. That way we help the film start curving down right here. Hold it in position for a couple seconds and then use your squeegee to help it tack down. You can also apply tack solution underneath to help the film start tacking down slowly. And then just use your squeegee to help it tuck underneath. And now we need to stretch this section here. So if the film does get dry, just carefully lift it, try not to pull it. Apply slip solution, and we're going to stretch the film until this section here reaches the edge right here. So lift, keep it aligned, and then follow the design of the curve of the tail light to stretch it. So now this big finger that we had here, it's a little smaller now. So now we're able to work with this section here and tack it down. So tack it down section by section, make sure you're holding it still. And the film does overlap with this one. That way you have full coverage. Now in order to start sealing and removing any fingers that we see around the edge, same process is how we did it with this one. Apply tack solution, grab your heat device and apply heat where you see the fingers, and then using your microfiber towel, wrap it around your squeegee and then help it tack down where you see those fingers. So for example, on this section here, there's a couple fingers. Apply heat, low setting. Grab your squeegee with your microfiber towel wrapped around. And around this section here, you may need to hold a little bit of pressure or apply a little bit of pressure. That way the fingers can tack down. Okay, and then you just go all around, double checking and see where else you have fingers, and start sealing it with heat. Okay, and then once we're done sealing the edges and we double check and make sure nothing's lifting, we move on with the third piece that covers this section here. Okay, so once you're done with these two pieces, we're moving on with piece number 3, which is this one here, which covers this section underneath here. So with this one, you can do the dry or the wet method when it comes to the installation. Just make sure if you do the dry method like this one here, you take your time installing it and aligning it. So just place it underneath and make sure you have full coverage on the bottom. But if you feel that this method is a little bit hard, just to make things a little bit more faster and easier, you would just apply slip solution to do the wet method. So just grab your slip solution, spray a little bit on the lens and on the adhesive side of the film. Place the film down and make sure you have it aligned underneath here. Okay, and everything else should just fall into place like this. And then just grab your squeegee and start tacking it down. Only apply just a little bit of slip solution during the beginning, that way the adhesive starts to activate faster and it doesn't take too long to tack down. So this one we just created that way in case you want to cover the bottom section, you may. Okay, and to prevent the film from lifting over time, we're going to seal it by applying heat all around. So grab your heat device with the microfiber towel, apply heat and start sealing and you should be good. Okay, so now we're moving on to piece number 4 that covers the lower section here. With this one, start by applying it using the dry method. That way you're able to align it around this section here. And then once we apply it, you can continue doing the dry method and then just go follow the curve here. Until you reach it around this section here. So make sure everything's aligned too. And make sure you're not leaving any air bubbles. Okay. Now around this section here we will need to apply slip solution, so just apply it on the lens and on the adhesive side of the film. Just a little bit, not too much. And we're going to do just a small little stretch, that way we help remove the finger that's here. So lift it carefully up until this section here, and then stretch the film until it reaches the edge here. And now the finger that we had here is smaller, and now we can just start securing it. Okay, so for the last piece, apply slip solution to the lens and slip solution to the adhesive side of the film. Align it on the edge. Make sure you give yourself material to cover the top section too. So lift carefully, aligned, and it should be good right here. Secure this section here. Apply tack solution underneath and on top. Tack it down to secure it, and start working your way to this section here. Right here we just need to make sure we help it align, so we might need to do a small little stretch, that way we help remove any fingers. So it's just a small one like that, that way it stays on the edge right here, and just help it tack down. Okay, once it's tacked down and you make sure that you don't have any water bubbles underneath the film, we can start sealing the entire film, that way it doesn't lift over time. So to seal, just apply tack solution, use heat, low setting on your device, and then with the squeegee wrapped around your microfiber towel, you should be good. And the last thing to do once you finish with the installation will be to post heat. So the last thing to do once you finish with the installation for the Taillight Tint is to post heat everything. So you're going to need your tack solution. Make sure you spray it all around the lens. You're going to need your heat device. Use the lowest setting on your device. You can use a hairdryer or a heat gun. Lowest setting, and as you're applying heat all around the film, you're going to use your microfiber towel just to help tack down and remove any solution that's trapped around the edges. So make sure you just take your time applying heat, double checking, making sure if any edges are lifting, you help it tack down. And then once you're done with this step, you're done with the installation. So that concludes the installation video for the Taillight Tint for the Lexus IS. We hope that the video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. And also don't forget to check out our other kits for the Lexus IS. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.